Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. For today's video, I'm going to be doing a perfume declutter. I'm going to be sharing the fragrances that are going to be leaving my collection. I am moving soon and it's going to be an overseas move. So unfortunately, I cannot take 100 and something bottles of perfume with me. So I do have to reduce the size of my collection. So I have been working on that little by little. If you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Amy. I do videos on all things girly, especially videos on smelling really good. If you like that type of content, don't forget to subscribe before you leave today's video. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I hope that you're doing great today and I appreciate you guys so much. With that said, let's get right into today's declutter. So this declutter is not going to be as big as the previous one that I did because it has definitely been getting harder for me to declutter fragrances. I think that my collection is at a point where I love almost all of them. So from here on out, the ones that I do declutter are not bad fragrances, are not fragrances that I hate. I'm just trying to downsize my collection. So some of the fragrances that do appear in some of my declutters might be coming back into my collection a few months from now. When I do declutters, I never want the videos to kind of have like that attitude of like, these perfumes suck, because that is not where we are going with this. It's just, these are the perfumes that I'm getting rid of for the moment. And I'll give you the reason why. So we're going to get right into it. And I think I have less than 10 fragrances for this declutter. It's not a big one, almost 10 fragrances. So the first one I'm going to start off with, this is leaving my collection. I was not a fan of the packaging from the moment that I got these fragrances. And I did do a dent in this fragrance, but I just don't like the packaging. And the fragrance to me is not special enough for me to keep it in my collection at the moment. And that is Ariana Grande's Mod Vanilla. It's just, I don't see it as special as other people saw it. I feel like I can find this in so many places. It's a beautiful scent. I don't really think of vanilla when I smell this. I think more of a fluffy dessert that has like marshmallow and plum in it. That's kind of what I think of. Now, if you want to layer this with something, if you want to wear this fragrance, if you love it, if you have it, and you want to make it last a little bit longer, I would definitely recommend that you go and pick up the Sol de Janeiro. I think it's called Bom Dia, the cream and the spray. And you can pair those three products together. You will definitely make this scent kind of like perform better, last a little longer, smell a little bit stronger. So if you weren't aware, that scent from Sol de Janeiro is pretty much identical to this. They are pretty much dupes for each other. So they will pair beautifully together. I love the way it smells. Like I sprayed it right now and there's nothing wrong with this fragrance. I just do not like the way this looks, first of all. Like on my perfume tray, I feel like it just looks a little odd. I don't know. It just reminds me of that movie that I said in the review, Big Ben or Ben 10 or whatever that movie's called. It was a really cute movie. I watched it, but it just makes me think of that. So I will be getting rid of Ariana Grande's Mod Vanilla. Not a bad fragrance at all. It's beautiful. It's like a plummy, fluffy, marshmallowy. I wouldn't say vanilla, honestly. I don't know. I don't really get. It's nice. It's just not for me. It's not something that I'm going crazy over, but it is a beautiful scent. I would definitely go smell it at Ulta first if they have samples. And I did see that they recently put out travel sizes of this. So if I would have seen that, I would have definitely got that instead of this. So this one is going bye-bye. Next up, I just finished doing a haul and like a first impression type of thing on these HARAMAIN fragrances, which I'm always so thankful when they send me fragrances. And I am going to be giving these to friends and family that love them, because every time that I give them fragrances, they love these. Only reason I'm not keeping these is because of specific reasons. I'm going to start off with the first one. This is L'Aventure Rose. I recently reviewed this for you guys. It's a beautiful rosy musky fragrance, but I did recently just also get Menthol Roses Musk. And those two are definitely dupes for each other. Now that I have both of them here with me, I can definitely say that if you want a dupe for Roses Musk from Menthol, this is definitely it. And this is L'Aventure Rose. It smells just like it. So here is Roses Musk. And here is Lavender Rose. They smell, I mean, I don't know if they dry down identical or not, but in the opening, they smell identical to each other. So I don't need two of the same thing. That's already too much to have. So I'm definitely going to be keeping the Montal Roses Musk, and I'm going to be giving this one to either my grandma or my aunt when I go see them soon. I'm going to see which one of them like this. If you have this one, you don't need Roses Musk, and if you have Roses Musk, you don't need this one. They're both pretty much the same fragrance. And then next up, this is the second time that I declutter this fragrance, and I don't know if to get rid of it or not, because each time that I smell it, it does get better and I do like it a little bit more. But then when the dry down hits, there's something that bothers me, and I don't remember if it was patchouli. I have to check. There's no patchouli in here. I'm not sure. Maybe it's the amber or sandalwood something. I love the opening notes of this fragrance. This is Al Haramain Lavender Femme. This is the second time that I'm getting rid of this fragrance. I love the juicy, fruity pineapple scent in the opening, but then it just for some reason turns masculine on me. It's happened every single time that I try this fragrance. I'm not sure what's doing it, if it's the cedar that's coming out too much on my skin, because that's the only thing that could kind of make it masculine. Yeah, it has to be the cedar. If it wasn't for that, I would be so head over heels in love with this fragrance. But I can't really experience the pineapple and the fruity notes because either the cedar or something in here is coming through way too strong on my skin. But it's still a beautiful fragrance, and I do love to smell it on others and like on a tester strip, on the cap. It smells so good, but then on my skin, it just turns really masculine. So that's the only reason why I'm not keeping this one. Next up is another Al Haramain fragrance, and this is Amber Oud White Edition. This is the one that smells similar to like Chanel fragrances, and that's just not my type of DNA. It's not my vibe. It's definitely a little bit more doable compared to Coco Mademoiselle. I think is the one that it smells like, this one. It's just not the scent profile that I enjoy in fragrances. It's like very classic, perfumey scent. It's almost kind of boring to me. This type of DNA for me, it's just like, it doesn't have any warmth. It doesn't have any sweetness. It's just kind of sharp. Yeah, this is just like, this is borderline almost unisex on me as well. It doesn't give me enough sweetness. It's just missing something. But if you love any fragrances that kind of have like that Chanel vibe to them, you definitely need to get your hands on the White Edition because it's a beautifully made fragrance. I will say all of the Al Haramain fragrances, they deserve respect in my opinion. They last, they perform good, they're beast mode, they project. I mean, they do everything that many people are looking for in a perfume. So not a bad fragrance at all, just not my vibe, not my style, but definitely a good one. Next up, I'm going to be decluttering Gucci Flora Gorgeous Gardenia. So I'm going to be getting rid of Gorgeous Gardenia, even though I absolutely love the bottle. I love this bottle so much. I'm obsessed with it. It just looks so classy and sophisticated and feminine. Beautiful. The thing is that I also have Juicy Couture Viva La Juicy, and I feel like these two are like little sister and big sister type of vibe. This one definitely gives me a little bit more sweetness, so that's why I chose this one. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit easier for me to wear this one because the white florals aren't as sharp in Viva La Juicy as they are in Gucci Flora. You have to be okay. This has gardenia, which is one of those notes that I just cannot stand. And although the gardenia is not horrible in this fragrance, is not too strong in here, I definitely still pick up white florals and they get kind of scratchy after a while when I wear them. This does have brown sugar, which definitely helps to sweeten up the fragrance. It's just not enough. Like, I feel like the Viva La Juicy for me is definitely what I prefer. Yeah, it just has, it's a little bit more youthful. I feel like this one for me is a little bit too mature at the moment, even though I do enjoy fragrances that are mature sometimes, but I just don't really click with this fragrance. Like, there's not a vibe, there's not a connection. We're just not, you know. This was more of like a fling type of thing. I'm not in a relationship with Gucci Flora Another one that I decluttered, but I gave this one to my husband's grandma when I went to go visit her, is Jean Paul Gaultier Scandale Le Parfum. I got rid of that one, you guys. There was something in that fragrance that was smelling a little chemical to me, which was very weird. It smells sweet and it smells like hypnotic poison, but there's something in it that almost made it smell synthetic, like a chemical or something. I just wasn't vibing with it. It almost had like a medicinal something in there. It just was not allowing the fragrance to be like a smooth, soft gourmand. There was something in there that was making it a little screechy, but I just prefer the Hypnotic Poison from Dior. This one to me smells a little bit more natural is what I'm trying to say. The Scandale Le Parfum just had like this screechy kind of sharp note in there that I was not enjoying. So for right now, Hypnotic Poison is staying. And then once I finish this entire bottle, then I'll go ahead and purchase a full-size bottle of the Juliet Has a Gun, because that one definitely is my favorite with like the raspberry in there. It just gives it a little bit of a fruity touch, but it's still vanilla, gourmand, soft, fluffy. So I'm definitely want a full size of that one, but I'm going to try and finish this one off first. So actually I'm going to make this my scent today because I don't have any perfume on. So that is Hypnotic Poison, not going away. Another fragrance that I got rid of is Donna Born in Roma Yellow Dream. I cannot believe I got rid of that one. It's already gone. My mom took it with her. That is a super, super sexy, musky fragrance. I fell in love with that fragrance when I first got it. I absolutely hate Donna Born in Roma, the original one. It's such a beautiful scent, but there's something in there that makes me feel like it makes my throat feel scratchy and screechy and just very irritated. Like there's just something in that fragrance that my body just does not like. So then when Donna Born in Roma was released, I was very curious. I think I blind bought that one. It was so much better, way better than Donna Born in Roma. But I noticed that lately I was starting to really pick up on the lemon, and it was just turning into this super like strong lemon musky scent, and I was barely getting rose. So it started to just get a little bit like too sharp and lemony for me. But it's still a beautiful one. It's still a sexy one. It's still one that I recommend if you're going like on a date night and you want to be very sexy. It will get the job done. But I was not reaching for it as much because of that lemon kind of being very strong in the fragrance. I also got rid of Dolce & Gabbana, the one. And that's another one that I had like a very like roller coaster type of relationship with that perfume. I hated it the first time that I tried it. It smelled almost like cigarette smoke, or like cigarette, like after someone smokes, you smell it like on clothing and stuff like that. I was getting that vibe from Dolce & Gabbana, the one. And then all of a sudden, I tried it again maybe like a month or two later, and I started to really pick up on the gourmand notes, on the coffee notes, and I really started to enjoy it. That only lasted for a small amount of time, and then lately, I've been getting a little bit more sensitive when it comes to caffeine in like coffee notes in fragrances. I was really liking them for a while, but lately they're starting to feel too strong for me, too bitter. And so I did get rid of a lot of coffee scented things in my collection. So I ended up getting rid of Dolce & Gabbana, the only one. It's still very sexy. It's a very sultry, deep, dark, sexy scent if you want to be a little bit like on the mysterious side, but you still want to smell gourmand and like edible in a way. It's a really nice one, but I'm just not going to wear that one too much because it's just very like it's different. It depends on the day. It could be really good or it could be really bad, and my husband doesn't enjoy that one either. He said that one smells like baby wipes to him. I actually got him saying that on a video that we did together. So yeah, that's another one that is gone from my collection. So the next one that I got rid of is one that was very hard to let go, again because this house was the first house that contacted me to send me fragrances. They're a niche house, and it was just, I still remember like just the email and receiving the package, and yeah, it was very special to me. But I try not to hold on to things that have like sentimental value to them too much, because then I would end up like literally hoarding things, because that's just, I have to clean my stuff out. I cannot just keep things because of those reasons. But it is ROJA Reckless. I did declutter that one and I gave it to my mom, so my mom still has it if I ever want to go get like a little decant of it or fill up like a little sample bottle, I can. But I gave it to her because Reckless is a really beautiful, gorgeous scent. Really, really nice. It's very, very similar to Love Don't Be Shy by Killian, and that is the reason why I got rid of it. So I recently did get Love Don't Be Shy, and I started to compare them side by side. I definitely wanted to only keep one of the two because they are just way too similar in their DNA. So I wore Love Don't Be Shy, and I definitely got like this sweet, powdery marshmallow type of fragrance. Like it's really sweet and flirty and girly, but grown at the same time. And then when I wore Reckless, I get the same vibes, but the neroli in Reckless is super loud on my skin. Really, really loud, really screechy. So neroli is a very hit and miss type of note for me. And in Reckless, it was kind of like just really hard to ignore. It was very like front and center in that fragrance. So that is the reason why I decided to declutter Reckless. But it's a beautiful fragrance. I definitely recommend it. If you like Love Don't Be Shy, it's very similar to Love Don't Be Shy. If you don't like to have like too much of the same thing, they're very close to each other. But if you are looking for something kind of similar with that vibe, Reckless is definitely very, very similar. So that one is another one that left my collection. I also decluttered Carolina Herrera's Good Girl Supreme. It finally left my collection. I went back and forth with that one all the time because that fragrance, I would spray it on and I would just love the opening of that fragrance. It's so beautiful. The opening is just beautiful, so beautiful, but it just disappears on me. It was like this beautiful tonka, warm, sweet, sexy fragrance. It was probably one of the best openings from all of the Carolina Herrera Good Girl fragrances. That one was definitely like when it opened up, it was just beautiful to me. But literally 10 minutes after I apply that fragrance, I cannot smell it on me. I can't smell it on me, and my husband doesn't really. I told him to let me know if he could smell it on me. He said he could barely smell anything. So I'm not sure if maybe after it opens up, the performance is just not there and it kind of just falls flat. So Good Girl Supreme did leave my collection as well. And then the last one that I decluttered is Giorgio Armani's My Way. I think that I already featured that in a declutter though, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just going to talk about it just in case I didn't include it in my previous declutter video, but I did get rid of Giorgio Armani's My Way just because I have been loving So Scandal much better, and also Prada Paradox. I have been loving the opening of Prada Paradox way more because it reminds me of My Way. It gives me like those vibes of My Way, but then it dries down to this beautiful warm like vanilla scent, and this one just definitely beat My Way for me at the moment. So I did send My Way over to my sister-in-law because I went shopping with her one time at Sephora, and she came running to me and she's like, oh my god, smell this perfume. She had sprayed My Way on her and she was like, this smells so good. She fell in love with it. So I remembered that, and when I decided to declutter it, I literally had the tiniest little dent in that bottle. So I sent My Way to her with my mom, and my mom took it over to her and she was so excited. She texted me that it smells so good and she loves it. So I'm just happy that the ones that I do declutter find a happy home where they can get used up. So that is my declutter for now. I'm probably going to be having a declutter like maybe every 2 months leading up to my move. So they're not going to be huge declutters, but I am going to be decluttering. Hopefully I could declutter a little bit more. So that brings me to the end of today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Comment down below how you feel about the fragrances that we talked about in this video. Let me know if you love them or if you don't like them. Cannot wait to hear from you guys. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I will see you guys in my next video.